Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into a mentorship roadmap that's completely designed to fuel actionable growth for your nonprofit or ministry. If you're a leader trying to expand your reach, passion and purpose are absolutely essential. But let's be real, they aren't always enough to get people through the door. You need a strategy. So today, I'm stepping in as your mentor. We're going to walk through a classic, time-tested approach drawn from the book Marketing Your Ministry, 10 Critical Principles by John Pearson and the late Dr. Robert Hisrich. We'll look at how just a few fundamental shifts in your communication can literally transform your entire organization's trajectory.
All right, let's open up our Actionable Growth Playbook. We are going to cover 4 things today: the cookie marketing strategy, why you absolutely must invest in your audience, a quick run-through of the 10 critical marketing principles, and finally, we'll identify your biggest weakness.
Section 1. The Cookie Marketing Strategy. This is a brilliant foundational lesson in choices, and it's famously illustrated by author John Pearson's son, Jason, from back when he was just 4 years old.
So picture this. Late one afternoon, little 4-year-old Jason really wants a chocolate chip cookie. But it's getting super close to dinner time. So when he asks his mom, she gives the totally predictable, highly sensible mom answer, no. Too close to dinner. Now, most kids right here, they'd throw a tantrum, or maybe just give up entirely. But Jason's dad, John, actually pulled him aside and gave him some pretty street-smart marketing advice. He told Jason to try again tomorrow, but to alter his approach just a little bit.
Fast forward to the very next day. Jason walks into the kitchen. He plays it super cool. He nonchalantly looks at his mom and asks this exact question. "Mom, can I have 1 cookie or 2 cookies?" And the response? Oh, it was immediate. His mom instinctively just replied, "Just 1." Yep, Jason got his chocolate chip cookie that afternoon.
And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates our very first major takeaway for your ministry. You see, Jason gave his mom the opportunity to assert her authority and say no to that crazy, excessive option of 2 cookies, while she was still unconsciously saying yes to the single cookie. By providing options, you allow your audience to decline a massive ask, whether that's, a huge financial donation, volunteering literally every single weekend, or giving up 3 days for a conference, while still committing to a smaller yes. It's a remarkably simple rule of thumb, but man, it is incredibly powerful when you're structuring your programs and appeals. Okay, moving on to Section 2, invest in your audience. Because before you can even offer the right choices, you've got to complete the single most critical foundational step for any ministry, which is researching your target audience's actual needs. Now, I want you to really think about the sheer volume of resources this framework says you need to commit to understanding the people you serve. Principle number 1 in Pearson and Hisrich's book is a massive financial reality check. Listen to this. If you have a $10,000 budget for a project, a full 50%, an aggressive $5,000 should go straight into researching and understanding your audience. I know, for a lot of nonprofits, that sounds absolutely crazy, right? We usually want to spend, 90% of our money on glossy mailers and Facebook ads? But here's the thing. If you skip this step, you're literally just guessing. You're throwing darts in the dark.
So the crucial point here is that actionable growth does not start with talking. Actually, it starts with listening. Principle number 3 explicitly states that you must ask people what their real needs are, and then, this is the hard part, listen, listen, listen. You know how it is, when we run ministries, we often just assume we already know what our community needs because, we're so deeply passionate about our mission. But your audience's actual felt needs, they might be completely different from your assumptions. Investing your time and your money into listening is the only way to guarantee your messaging actually lands.
Which brings us to Section 3, 10 Critical Marketing Principles. This is a quick reference playbook that was originally developed by the late Dr. Bob Hisrich specifically for ministry and camp directors.
And before we even get to the list, I really want to emphasize the credibility behind it. Dr. Hisrich wasn't just throwing ideas at a wall. The man authored or co-authored over 35 books and wrote more than 300 articles on entrepreneurship and marketing. He was a distinguished chair at Kent State University, taught at Boston College. He brought immense academic weight and real-world business grit to these foundational rules, presenting them for years at leadership development institutes back in the 1980s. All right, so here is your ultimate quick reference list of all 10 critical principles. Now, we've already covered a few. Investing 50% in research, asking and listening, and giving people choices so they can say yes. But let's look at the others. Number 2, you can't be all things to all people. If you try to serve absolutely everyone, you're going to end up serving no one effectively. Number 4, if you don't know exactly where you're going, any road will get you there. You need a rock-solid vision. Number 5, know your strengths and roll out from them. Oh, and I absolutely love number 6. Don't be the 8th lemonade stand in a row of 9. You've got to differentiate. Why should someone engage with you instead of the group right down the street? Number 7 warns against over-engineering. Look, your audience isn't going to appreciate, let alone pay for, unnecessary complexity. Number 8 is a great reminder that people are creatures of habit. Changing their behavior, that takes serious time and repetition. And finally, number 10, selling a total package. One clever piece of direct mail does not make a marketing plan, folks. People are buying into a complete, consistent experience with your organization.
And that leads us to our final part today. Section 4, identify your biggest weakness. Because as your mentor, I don't just want you nodding along, I want you actually applying this to your current reality.
Look, it is so easy to focus on the areas where your ministry naturally excels. Maybe you're already fantastic at rolling out from your strengths, or maybe your overall package is incredibly polished. And hey, we love to celebrate those wins. We should. But true, actionable growth, the kind of growth that seriously expands your reach and deepens your impact, that requires us to be pretty ruthless about identifying our blind spots. You have to be willing to look at where you need improvement. Where are you failing? Where are you just kind of guessing instead of doing the hard work?
So I want to leave you with this final, vital question. Take this back, grab a coffee, and discuss it with your leadership team. Out of those 10 critical marketing principles we just covered, which single one is the most urgent weakness holding your organization back right now? Are you the 8th lemonade stand? Are you refusing to listen to what people actually need? Pinpoint that one weakness, build a plan to fix it, and just watch your ministry grow. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this roadmap helps you take things to the absolute next level.